What's up, Intrutheus Nation? I'm your host, Big Man Earth Apologist. Let's get right into the truths! In today's Breaking Truths, what's his name? Hans Christian Gruberschmidt, the Stonetoss individual, has been owning the libs by making light of a 17-year-old killing themselves. I don't know where the punchline is either. I'm a fan of comedy. I want to laugh. Elon Musk, he very graciously made comedy legal again. I'm sitting here, edge of my seat, waiting for you fuckers to start telling some. But no, that's the headline for you. This pebble throw fella has mocked and then tried to cash in on a teenager killing themselves. This individual, of course, it should be noted, lives with his mother and her boyfriend. So just keep in mind, dear viewer, when he's making his shitty little comics, absolutely obsessed with trans people. He must be autistic. His special interest must be trans people. It's really unsettling. The obsession this man has with trans people. It's really bizarre and pathetic, actually. Really quite sad. But he lives with his mother. He lives with Mummy Dearest and her boyfriend. So please keep in mind when he's making these little comics, it is to the backing track of his mother getting her back blown out. So, you know, tragic. This man is what, pushing 40? Here he is on screen. This is all public information, by the way, so please don't cry bully over how he's being doxed. No, all of it's publicly available. But no, it's so tragic. And I say this as a deeply selfish, narcissistic individual. I cannot imagine dedicating my finite time on this godless rock to a group of people that have nothing to do with me. Right, it's a beautiful thing. People highlight the negatives of being selfish. But that is one very positive attribute of being so self-obsessed. I'm not thinking about trans people or gay people or Muslims or whatever. I'm in it for me, dear viewer. I'm in it for our Intrutheus movement. We are fighting for the truth. I don't give a fuck. I'm certainly not going to dedicate hours upon hours of my time. I mean, it's an obsession. I don't honour these people by calling them transphobes or racists or whatever, because that's what they want. I'm going to let you in on a secret. All they're doing here is vice signalling. They are desperate to show how quote-unquote based they are to an audience of edgy 13-year-olds. How fucking sad can you get? This man should be stoned, tossing and turning at night, worried about how he's gonna, get his kids through college. Yeah? Next to his wife. Is he doing that? No. He's staying up into the early hours of the morning, lit only by his monitor, illustrating once again a caricature of trans people hanging themselves. I mean, what the fuck does his mother, what the fuck does Mummy Dearest think of this man's professional life? Quote unquote professional life. It's more of a hobby. It's more of an obsession. It's really bizarre. Like, do you ever think of that? Do you ever have any... I mean, of course they don't. There's no self-reflection in these people. They're fucking vampires. There is no reflection. But if they could, I'd be desperate for them to just reflect, just for a moment, on the fact you are pushing 40. He might already be 40, frankly. He looks terrible for his age, however fucking old he is. To really sit and think with yourself. I am an adult making jokes at the expense of a teenager's suicide, so a bunch of 13-year-olds on X.com call me based and Chad and Sigma. Fucking hell. Honestly, that alone would be enough for me to throw myself off a fucking bridge. What a tragic half-life of an existence. No. And please do not honour these people by making them out as these big bad boogeymen. They're fascists and Nazis. No, they're pathetic. They're fuckless, anti-charismatic losers. They're unlikable. Women don't like them. Women feel, you know, in a place of danger around them. They are desperate to be seen as cool to a bunch of children on a dying social media platform. Fucking tragic. But no, this Grappenschmidt individual, silly, honestly, silly. In other truths related, he cannot achieve an orgasm, which I think is interesting. That's strange. So, of course, it all makes perfect sense. He's never had post-nut clarity. You know, as he's tugging away at his little... I don't even want to imagine the smell. As he's gently tugging off, jodding himself with a finger and a thumb. He can't ever get to the point where he thinks, oh, fuck, hang on, I'm masturbating to the thought of a teenager killing themselves. That's questionable. That's a little bit suspect of me, isn't it? No, he can never get to that point because he physically can't orgasm. So, once again, as it so often is the case, dear viewer, the right-wing grifter is the victim here. We should be praying for him, frankly. And of course, like they all do without failing, he's now playing the victim. He's playing the world's smallest violin at the fact people really didn't like him mocking a teenager's suicide. Note how I'm not bringing in their transness because it shouldn't matter. Right? Have we really got to a point in our culture where we are that balkanized, where we are that pre-programmed to see people as labels associated to them, when really we should be seeing the humanity in our fellow brothers, sisters, and those that don't identify? And I do find it very ironic. I find it incredibly ironic that the same people that love to go on and on about playing stupid games, winning stupid prizes, all of a sudden they're not happy with the stupid prizes that are turning up on their doorstep. Honestly, once again, no self-reflection, a bunch of fucking vampires. And please, let's not make them out as this big bad boogeyman. Let's see them for the pathetic half-lives they really are, because that's what they are. They live with their mother in, you know, some damp, horrendous basement, very much like Asmund Mould's living conditions. That is most of the people when they can't hide behind their cloaks of anonymity. That's most of them. They are scared, weak-minded, feeble, fuckless individuals, and they deserve to be mocked, they deserve to be ridiculed, but they do not deserve to be feared, okay? Because that's what they want. They want to vice signal as these awful, evil psychopaths. They don't so much want to be, you know, correctly attributed as dorks, dweebs, socially, I forget the PC term, socially autistic losers who most people are put off by. You know, most warm-blooded real adults in the real world want nothing to do with these people. So they have to go online and court the attention of 13-year-olds who think they're cool and based. And yeah, we should question the JQ. He's also a Holocaust denier, by the way. Important to mention that. Add that to the fucking checklist. Honestly, just get yourself a girlfriend, mate. Please, move out of your mother's house. Out of the basement, get some daylight, yeah, get some vitamin D in ya, go for a walk, get yourself a dog, get yourself a Labrador called Sparky, love the dog, not like that, I know what you right-wingers are like, and just be happy, have a good life, and all of a sudden, this weird fetish around trans people will disappear, because these people are miserable, and they want to make you miserable, because how dare other people live comfortably in a way I don't like. Pathetic people, alright? You're not scary, you're just sad. And if I had functional empathy, I may pity you. But to Hans Christian Anderschmidt, or whatever the fuck his name is, not important enough to remember, frankly, please get yourself a hobby that isn't other people's perceived misery. or actual misery in the case of a teenager killing themselves. It's not cool or edgy. You're just pathetic. You're just a fuckless, hapless loser. Alright, and maybe if you focused on your daily hygiene more, if you built a personality that didn't revolve around the existence of a marginalised group, maybe you would find the one, yeah? Some sad-eyed New York waitress. That's a throwback, by the way. That's a reference to the previous episode. Wouldn't you want some punky Brooklyn woman to call you a schmuck while you light her cigarette? No? No. He doesn't want that. He wants to ever so lightly touch himself at trans people existing or not existing, tragically. So, of course, my condolences go out to the family of Hans Christian Andersen. I can't imagine the shame his mother must have. But no, in all seriousness, terribly sad that a teenager felt the world would be better off without them. That's never alright, regardless of how they fucking identify, regardless of what genitals they have. Honestly, why do the right wing always have to make it about genitals? Because they're a bunch of dicks. And pussies as well.